What's up guys, Andrew aka the Gloctopus here with Gloctopus Reviews, and this week I'm bringing you a review on the Brownells 1:8x24 MPO optic. This is going to be a really cool optic LVPO with a duplex reticle. If you guys want to see more cool Brownells optic reviews like this, go ahead and like and subscribe to my pages on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Let's get started. Alright guys, we're going to get into this tabletop portion of the review on the Brownells 1:8x24mm MPO Match Precision Optic. Starting off, when you do get this from Brownells, it is going to come in this nice box. Do take note that Brownells does have a guaranteed forever policy on items that they do sell. You'll want to check that out over on their website. We'll get into that here in a minute, and I'll tell you there's some things that are excluded on that policy, but it's really cool that they do start and tell you on the outside that this is a guaranteed forever product that they do sell. These optics are made in Japan. Really nice. They do have a daylight reticle in them, or sorry, daylight illuminated dot in the middle of the reticle. This is going to be a simple duplex reticle. I'm going to put that right here on the screen. Just going to be a simple crosshair with the dot right in the middle. Nothing crazy, no BDCs, no auto rangers or anything built into this this reticle. Just really easy to use and simple and straightforward. When you get this, you're going to open this up, and inside of the box you're going to get the optic, of course, which I have here already taken out, but you're also going to get your instruction booklet from Brownells. It's going to have some key safety information, how to mount the optic, zeroing and resetting the zero stop, focusing the reticle with the diopter that's going to be on the outside here on the front of the optic. Just little things like that. It goes over the specifics here on the back, and then it talks about the guaranteed forever policy that they have at Brownells. We'll go over that right now. The guaranteed forever policy at Brownells makes purchasing and returning products as simple as possible. They say if you buy a product from Brownells and decide you don't need it, you don't want it, or just don't like it, that they'll take it back anytime with just a few exceptions. That's going to be FFL items, ammunition, modified 80% frames and receivers, gunpowder, primers, liquids, and ORMD hazardous items. That's going to be stuff like the alumahide or anything with alcohol, stuff that's flammable, things of that nature. If you ever have a problem, you don't like these optics, you can go ahead and contact them, and they will get you a return label, and you can ship this back to them and actually get a refund or store credit depending on what you want for this optic. So what we're going to do now, guys, is go over this optic specifics and tell you what it has on it from the factory. So as you can see here, I've got the Brownells 30mm mount for this optic here. On the one here on my Foxtrot mic 12.5-inch Gen 2 bufferless rifle, I've got the ReptiliaCorp AUS 30mm mount. When it comes to mounts, guys, the ReptiliaCorp mounts are kind of my preferred mounting system for any of my Aimpoint T2 footprint red dots. That's going to be the Holosun red dots that I run on a lot of stuff. Or as you see here on my Picatinny is going to be, like I said, the AUS mount from ReptiliaCorp. This is a very stout mount. It's milled and produced very nicely. It's just a really good mount if you're looking for something to hold a zero and to safely and securely hold your optics to your firearms, these are a go-to for me. But we're gonna get back into this optic here, the Brownells optic. The tube diameter, like I said, is gonna be 30 millimeters around. This is a one-piece aluminum body. The finish is matte black, and the lenses are fully multi-coated. So your field of view is gonna be out to 100 yards with an eye relief of about 3.5 inches. When you're adjusting here, you've got the two caps on the elevation and windage that you can take off like this. The elevation adjustment is going to be 40 mrads in either direction, and so is the windage on the side here. Parallax is going to be 100 yards fixed, and each click value on your turrets here is going to be 0.1 mrads. So super tactile, super nice getting back and forth on these clicks when you're adjusting your elevation here or your windage on the side here. And to protect those, the caps just go right back on. Your illumination knob here on the side has 6 steps with the half. This is going to be the off position in between each of the numbers. Really nice option that they have here. If you've seen some of my other reviews, it really annoys me when these illumination knobs, you have to say if you're at a 6 here on the side and you want to turn it off, you would actually have to rotate it all the way back around to off instead of just doing this half click over to the half hash here to get that optic to turn off for you. So that's a really nice option that they built into there. This is going to be a second focal plane optic, not a first focal plane. It is a duplex reticle. That's going to be a crosshair reticle. Like I said, we put that up on the screen. I'll put it up one more time right here. It's just going to be the crosshairs up and down and straight across with the illuminated dot right in the middle. The length of this optic is a 10.9 inch length from front to back with a weight of about 25 ounces. It does have fog-proof and waterproof abilities. It is argon purged, and it does come with its own tools and lens caps, as you've seen here. I'm not a fan of running lens caps on my optics on my rifles or pistols, as you can see here on my Foxtrot mic. You can keep those if you want to keep the dust off, or you can use your optic rags like you have here and get these clean whenever they get a little dust on them, or just blow those out with a little bit of canned air. Not a lot of maintenance, and you really don't have to have those dust caps unless you're just doing a lot of storage, in my opinion. Other than that, guys, this is a really nice optic. Like I said before, having these caps here on the side and the top, being able to cover these and not have to use a special tool to actually adjust your windage and elevation is really nice. On a lot of other ones, you have to get a flathead screwdriver or special Allen, or there's some other companies where you can actually pull your turret up and unlock it and then turn it and then lock it back down. But it's not protected by these caps that you have here that can stop like an accidental activation or turning of these turrets. So super nice option. As far as the magnification ring here, I do wish that it was a little easier to turn, but it is not super hard. It's a very smooth action. It just takes a little bit of force to get this over. I find that on a lot of these LVPOs, LPVOs, that it is a little hard to turn these. They're not super tough, but they do have smooth actions. It's just, I wish it was a little easier to get this over quicker without having to use so much force. Other than that, like I said, guys, it's super smooth. I like the design of the caps and the magnification ring here. Their throw lever is built very nicely. I know a lot of people do a lot of upgrading to their throw levers. They want something a little nicer to be able to grab and get something over really quickly. This one really doesn't require an aftermarket throw lever, so that's another plus on this. Back here on the other end where you have this big lens cap, you've got the diopter, so you can go ahead and adjust this to get this in focus for your eye relief or for the way that you see through this optic. So again, guys, a very stout optic from Brownells. I do like this optic. It's simple, Not a lot of stuff to learn about the reticle as far as bullet drop compensators or auto rangers in the reticle, having to learn all that stuff like a big Christmas tree. That can get really overwhelming for new shooters. So this, as far as an optic for new shooters looking to get into the LPVO game on their pistols and rifles, I really think this is a good option, especially with having the Brownells guaranteed forever warranty on these. If you get it and you don't like it, send it back, get you something else. But I can almost tell you that you're not going to want to send this back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this packed up. I'm going to put up some video on the screen of us shooting this at the Gundies a couple weekends ago. Not too in depth talking about it at the range, just showing you some shooting footage. Really nice optic. I did get to stretch this out to about 75 yards. There were some targets at 100 yards that I really couldn't see because they were off angle from where I was standing. But for getting this zeroed and being able to plank steel at 75 yards with ease, I really like this glass. There is minimal distortion at the 1x position. I know sometimes at the 1x position in some of these optics, you will get a distortion around the edge of the reticle when you're looking through it. So that's just another nice thing about this. There's not a lot of parallax to this optic. Like I said, guys, we're going to get this packed up. I'm going to put some footage up on the screen of shooting this at the Gundies, and then we'll get into the full rating and review of this optic. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm going to give you my solid review on this Brownells MPO optic. My rating is going to be a 7.5 out of 8 Glock arms. The only reason it's not an 8 out of 8 arms for me is going to be the action here on the magnification barrel when you're turning this from a 1 all the way to an 8. It is a little stiff. I could attribute that to this being a new optic. Maybe it will work itself out over time, but right now it is a little stiff for me, where you have to use a little bit more force than normal. There's a couple other optics on the market where this is a little easier to turn. Other than that, it's really nice optic. As I've shown you in the tabletop review, you're able to adjust the windage and elevation really easily by pulling off the caps and just turning these. It's a very tactile click back and forth with the MRAD adjustments going up or down or left or right on the windage or elevation. Being able to turn this optic off with the half clicks on the illumination knob is awesome as well. As I explained to you guys, not having to go from a 6 all the way back around to 0 to turn this off is really nice. Having that half hash here between the numbers is really cool. You can use these on any 30mm mount that you can find. I do prefer using the ReptiliaCorp 30mm mount, as you saw in the tabletop video that's on my Foxtrot mic 12.5 inch bufferless rifle. You can pick up these 30mm mounts from Brownells.com. Super easy to put on and off. They've got these 2 knobs here on the side to tighten that down to your Picatinny rail. So really lots of options that you can use to mount these. Really clear glass. The illumination dot in the middle is crisp and clear and doesn't starburst on you, so I really like this optic. If you guys are looking where to pick one of these up, you can go ahead and click the link in description or link in bio. That's going to take you over to glocktopusreviews.com or my link tree. From there you can scroll down to Brownells tab and click it. That's going to take you over to their website, and you can search for the MPO optic. Not only do they have this optic, they're also having a new one coming out that's going to be their 1-6. It's got a new donut reticle that's super cool, so you can also check those out as well. If you guys have any questions or concerns about what you've seen in the video today, go ahead and leave those down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you guys like these videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up on Instagram and YouTube. That'll help me get my video out to more people with the algorithm. If you guys want to continue to watch cool reviews like this, go ahead and like and subscribe to my pages on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. On Instagram and YouTube, make sure you're clicking the bell icon. That's the notification icon up in the corner. That'll get all of my newest content over to you as quick as possible. As always, guys, stay healthy, stay safe. Check you guys later.